We don't know what we love more about this recipe for seared salmon with strawberry basil relish. The amazing sweet flavors that complement a perfectly seared fillet of fish, or the simplicity and ease of preparing these beautiful fresh ingredients. Now for this recipe we're using salmon, but the relish is so versatile we think it would be great on grilled shrimp or even chicken. Now the relish is what really makes this recipe so outstanding, and this is a great recipe to keep in your back pocket for those busy days when you don't have a ton of time, but you still want to feed your family something healthy and light. Okay, so let's get started. Now when it comes to buying salmon, you might wonder what is best. There's farm, wild, fresh, frozen. Well, wild salmon has a slightly firmer texture. It's a little less fatty than farm salmon, but they're really both great tasting options. They're both packed with loads of healthy brain, heart, and body nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now overall, it's best to choose fresh fish, but if it's not available, this recipe works just as well with frozen fish. You just want to make sure that your fish is completely thawed and patted dry before you start cooking so you don't end up with mushy salmon. So we're gonna get started. I have 6 4-ounce salmon fillets here. I have a tablespoon of melted butter. I'm gonna brush them all over with some melted butter, and we'll season them with some salt and pepper. You could substitute a canola oil or a vegetable oil, olive oil, instead of the butter. The butter is going to help prevent the salmon from sticking to the pan. It will also give the salmon some flavor as well. We're gonna season with some salt. You'll need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt total. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And some freshly ground black pepper. You'll need about 1/8 teaspoon total. And we wanna make sure we get both sides, so I'm just gonna give these a flip and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna season this again with some salt and pepper. Oh, forgot the butter, let's do butter. Brush this all over. Okay, great. A little more salt and pepper on this side. All right, now I have a large skillet here that is preheating. I'm gonna turn up the heat to medium-high. You want your skillet to be nice and hot before you start cooking the salmon. You're gonna wanna hear that sizzle when the fish hits the pan. That's gonna help the salmon to create a nice crust on the bottom. And we're gonna place the fillets into the pan skin side down. Cook them skin side first. Hear that? That's what you wanna hear, that nice sizzle. Place all of these in. All right, now we want to cook these undisturbed to let that crust form on the skin. That crust is actually going to prevent the fish from sticking. So you don't want to mess around with them too much. Sometimes I will go in with a fish spatula and just press down on the top of the fillets. That's going to ensure that the skin has nice even contact with the pan, so you'll get a nice really crispy skin. And we'll cook these for about 2 to 3 minutes on this side until they get a good crust on the bottom, and they will let us know when they're ready to turn. Okay, so it's been about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just gonna give these a turn, and you can see how easily they turn. That crust is so beautifully golden. It's not at all sticking to the pan. We just wanna be nice and gentle so you don't break up the flesh. And we'll just give these another 2 to 3 minutes on this side. Okay, so these are ready to go. You'll know they're done when the flesh starts to flake easily with a fork. That's your cue. So we're gonna just place these on a platter. Beautiful. Okay, the fish is done, that's it. And now we're gonna make that strawberry basil relish. Get this out of the way. Okay, now for the relish, you'll need 1 1/4 cups of freshly hulled strawberries that we finely chopped. So to hull a strawberry, it's really easy. You just wanna get a small paring knife, insert it into the strawberry at an angle, and we'll just work our way around the stem, just like this. And you can pop that out. And you can see this way we're not wasting any of that strawberry. And then we'll just cut it into slices. Turn those slices over. The slices get cut into strips. And I'm just going to move on to my big knife here, and we'll just cut this into a dice. Okay, our strawberries are ready to go into the bowl. Now we also need a tablespoon of minced fresh basil. Now to mince the basil, it's best not to go crazy with chopping because basil is an herb that's really delicate and sensitive, so it bruises easily. So all we're gonna do is stack the leaves. Now I'm gonna roll them up and just give them a nice thin slice. And then just give these a turn, and I'm gonna just run my knife through them once more. And I'm using a really nice sharp knife, and that is gonna help to prevent the basil from bruising as well. And that's it. So we'll add this to the bowl with the strawberries. This smells so good. And last but not least, we're gonna add a tablespoon of honey, a little bit of sweetness, and it's also gonna give the relish a little bit of viscosity, a little bit of texture, and then a dash of freshly ground black pepper. And that is it. Give this a stir. This relish would be so good on bruschetta, on ice cream, and it really was a breeze to put together. Now drape the fillets with this beautiful relish. Just look at how colorful it is. How easy was that? Perfect for dinner any night of the week, this seared salmon with strawberry basil relish takes under 20 minutes to prepare and delivers the absolute best, light, garden fresh flavors we think your whole family will enjoy.